like to introduce our first speaker, and very happy to introduce her. She is an owner-broker of her real estate firm in Memphis. She currently serves as TAR's RPAC fundraising chair and is also a member of the RPAC Board of Trustees. So at this time, please join me in welcoming Pat Beach.
Thanks, Carla. She was so nice to get me this stool to stand on. When I looked at this podium this morning, I thought, well, I'm either going to have to stand in front of it or climb on top of it. So thank you very much. I'm here to speak to you today about one of my favorite subjects, RPAC. RPAC is our friend. It's our helper. And I want to tell you some of the benefits it provides for you and for the consumers that you serve. And I'm going to start out with the best example of what RPAC does for you that I can think of, and that's the professional privilege tax. Just so you know, only brokers, designated brokers, pay this $400 every year. Originally, when this tax was set forth by the state of Tennessee, every agent was going to pay $400. But our RPAC dollars went to work. Our RPAC dollars hired our lobbyists. Russ, thank you very much. We worked through the legislators, and only the principal brokers pay $400. Every year, each of you that is not a principal broker saves $400 right off the bat. That is the best example that I can give you of why you should write a big check to RPAC. Because without this money, without the RPAC dollars, we cannot work with the legislators. Money talks, and RPAC dollars provide you with the, not bribes, they're not bribes, but provide you with the support for legislators that help our industry and will vote the Realtor Party. Every year we raise almost $400,000 in Tennessee. We provide, almost all of it goes to support the legislators that support us. And it's so important that we do this. Just remember, RPAC, we will always be in business. People will always let you sell their houses. But what the RPAC dollars do for you is they keep you profitable. It helps with the legislation that keeps you in business and profitable. And sometimes we forget about that. We're not a charity. We do this for a living. And it's the RPAC dollars that buy and help us pay for our lobbyists and support these realtors in the Realtor Party. When we go on the Hill and we lobby as realtors, we go on there in the Realtor Party. We take off our Republican hat or our Democratic hat and we go on as the Realtor Party. And you really have to remember that. The second thing that I want to talk to you about, and just throw it out there, is the prohibition of after-the-fact referrals. You know, in Tennessee, if somebody comes along and says, gosh, I'd like you to list my house, and then they're moving with a corporation, and after you have that listing, you get a call from somebody at that company or that relo company, and they'll say, congratulations on your listing, and I represent this guy, and you can pay me 35%. And you have the right to say to them, I can't do that. We don't do that in Tennessee. There are no after-the-fact referrals in Tennessee. Thank you, legislators. Thank you, RPAC dollars that support those legislators. Another thing, no tax on commissions. This is something that, gosh, Tennessee would love to put a tax on your commissions. And the original intent for this was 6%. Every time you get a check at a closing, thank you, RPAC dollars. You do not pay a tax on those commissions. Again, your RPAC dollars at work. You asked me, how is RPAC good for the consumer? The very first thing, the mortgage interest deduction. We have constantly fought this on a national level. And boy, with the way this administration is throwing out the money to everybody, they're going to need lots of tax dollars. Guess what they're coming after? The mortgage interest deduction. Thank you again, legislators, that our dollars support. Thank you, Russ. Thank you, everybody that legislates and lobbies on the national level. No mortgage deduction will be taken away if we continue to support this. We've also fought to keep the capital gains tax low. Every little bit that we do, all of these things help our consumers. On a state level, the local option transfer tax, for all of you who have been in the business for all these years, we all met in Nashville because we rode the buses from our associations. Starting in when, Russ? 99, 98, 99? Gosh, we met everybody. We met all of you. I came from Memphis. You all came from here. Other people came from other parts of the state. And we lobbied on the Hill against the transfer tax. What a great help that was for the consumer. We also in Memphis and all over, but particularly in the big cities, we have a terrible problem with scrap metal theft. This year, we have lobbied and lobbied to have laws that keep the scrap metal theft down to a minimum. And again, RPAC dollars help. Thank you again, Russ. This year, we have a lot of challenges. Our market is down. Our membership is down. We really need these dollars. RPAC is a vehicle that we use to help all of us stay in business and be profitable. We need to educate our members. We need our principal brokers to set the standard. The principal brokers, all of you who are principal brokers, you really need to push this in your office. You need to educate your members. This is one of your jobs as a principal broker. If you don't set an example, your company will not follow. You have to talk it up. You have to live it. You have to support it. You have to believe in it. It's all a part of this business. And it's one of the things that will help you so much in your business. And again, I go back to that word profitability. If to be profitable, we must have this legislation. Another thing I want to mention that on the national level, we have managed to keep the banks out of real estate. Now, this is really a big thing. Martin Edwards, who was our only, I think, NAR president from Tennessee, has fought this battle forever. And just this year, it's been settled. The banks will not be allowed in real estate, in our real estate business. Yeah, that's a biggie. Wouldn't this be something if you have a client and they go to a bank and the bank will say, well, I will give you this mortgage at this rate, but if you use this realtor that works for us or this member of our bank and let them sell you and show you a house, then the rate will be 0.25% lower or 0.5% lower. What do you think that person's going to do? This is why this was we would have literally been out of business. So this was a long, expensive fight that our industry and under the leadership of Martin Edwards did for us, did for all of us. I was reading the other day the TAR Digest, and I came across this, and I knew I was coming here today, so I cut it out. This is a hotline question, and I hope all of you read the TAR Digest. It's really good. Hotline, professional privilege tax. Question: does just the principal broker have to pay the professional privilege tax? Or does a broker working under a principal broker have to pay it? Well, and it goes on as well. It goes on to answer this question. And then at the very end it says, thanks to the lobbying efforts of the Tennessee Association of Realtors, however, all licensees other than the principal brokers were exempted from this tax. And I think, boy, this was a great, even though it was a question and it was in the hotline, it was a great advertisement and a great push for our RPAC organization. I was so delighted today to see these blue sheets of paper on your tables with the information about RPAC. Let me read you another little description of RPAC. This came from NAR. RPAC is the voice of the realtors on Capitol Hill. Since 1969, RPAC has been promoting the election of pro-realtor candidates across the United States. During the last federal election cycle alone, RPAC contributed over $12 million to pro-realtor candidates to Congress, making it the #1 trade association political action committee in the nation. Why has RPAC been successful? Because RPAC is not a charity. RPAC is a business, and we have to think of it as a business. Please, if you haven't written your check, write your check to RPAC and know that those dollars are working for you. And I'll say it again. They keep you profitable. Thank you very much. And write those checks.